Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome to my channel, Michelle Lynn Reads. I am standing in front of one of my TBR shelves, bookshelves, not just one shelf. I have a large physical TBR, and my goal this year is to read down my physical TBR. I am trying not to buy any new books, so we'll see how that goes. So for February, I wanted to start with a TBR. I got some prompts from some friends and some TBR prompts from other channels that I follow and really enjoy, so we're gonna go with this. I have read in January, which I'll be doing a January wrap up soon, I've read I think 12 books, and several of them I don't remember very well, so I'm gonna try and slow it down a bit. So we're gonna pick 5 prompts because I do have a book club book as well. So let's get into the TBR jar. First time doing this, so a little nervous about what's gonna come out. Let's see. All right, so the first pick is newest on my TBR by publication date. So that'll be interesting because, out there for a minute, this just came out today. I am recording this on Tuesday, January 30th, and this book is out today. This is Interesting Facts About Space. I got this from Book of the Month. It's by Emily Austin. I have another Emily Austin book on my shelf behind me. Everyone in this room will someday be dead. I haven't read that one yet either, but it sounds, just her writing in general sounds quirky, and I love quirky. So this book is a fast-paced, hilarious, and ultimately hopeful novel for anyone who has ever worried they might be a terrible person. From the best-selling author of Everybody in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. Enid is obsessed with space. She can tell you all about black holes and their ability to spaghettify you without batting an eye in fear. Her one major phobia, bald men. But she tries to keep that one under wraps. When she's not listening to her favorite true crime podcasts on a loop, she's going out with a rotation of women from dating apps. At the same time, she's trying to forge a new relationship with her estranged half-sisters after the death of her absent father. I don't really want to read anymore, but it all sounds really good to me, very quirky, and so I'm looking forward to that. So this is number 1 on my TBR. Okay, let's go back to the jar and get the second one. All right, this one is a reread a college favorite. When I went to college, I did my bachelor's degree in English, and so I definitely had to read some books I didn't love, but I had my favorites as well that I had to write, long papers on. So I'm trying to think if I have any here. My classics are upstairs, and I read a lot of classics. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, back. So I went upstairs, looked at my classics, and I'm gonna choose the Yellow Wallpaper, which I know is technically a short story, but it's one of the pieces of literature from my college days that just still sticks with me. I can still remember parts of the story. So I'm gonna reread this. And there's other writings by Charlotte Perkins Gilman in this book, and so I will try to read those as well. So that is book number 2. Let's go in for number 3. Which one? Let's take this one. Simon's recommendation. So one of my favorite booktube channels is Simon's Savage over at Savage Reads, and I'll link his channel below. He gives great recommendations, just great recommendations. And so what I will do is let me look at the bookshelf and see if any on here I know I got because he recommended, and then I'll be right back. Okay, this is actually great that I got the TBR prompt to read Simon's recommendation, which is from Simon Savage Reads. I happen to have out from the library his favorite book of 2023. I'm pretty sure this was his favorite. This was on his favorites list. And it is My Government Means to Kill Me by Rashed Newson. And it's a fierce and riveting queer coming-of-age story following the personal and political awakening of a young gay black man in 1980s New York City from the television drama writer and producer of The Chi, Narcos, and Bel Air. Don't know if I said that right. Is it The Chi or The Chi? I never knew. Born into a wealthy black Indianapolis family, Earl Trey Singleton III leaves his overbearing parents and their expectations behind by running away to New York City with only a few dollars in his pockets. In the city, Trey meets up with a cast of characters that changes his life forever. He volunteers at a renegade home hospice for AIDS patients, and after being put to the test by gay rights activists, becomes a member of the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, ACT UP. Along the way, Trey attempts to navigate past traumas and searches for ways to maintain familial relationships, all while seeking the meaning of life amid so much death. So it sounds like it's going to have elements of finding yourself and grief as well, and those are some topics that are very important to me. It's also in the US, which is where I live, it is Black History Month, and so I think reading from a black author about a black queer main protagonist sounds great. It sounds great for February. So that is My Government Means to Kill Me. All right, so that was 3. We're gonna do 2 more because I'm gonna try and read slower this month. We'll see how that goes. I should say, I'm also a pretty big mood reader, so we'll see how this goes. I may increase the number, and of course February's a little bit shorter. Not really, a day. This year, only a day or 2 shorter. So, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Like I said, first video, first TBR on on camera that someone can hold me to, right? January I didn't do a TBR and I felt kind of lost. I don't know why, because I have all these books staring at me, but I felt a little lost. So I need some direction. I need some direction with my reading. All right, stop talking, Michelle, and let's pull one. This is number 4. A book set in a place I'd like to visit. Okay, a book set in a place I'd like to visit. Okay, you can see why not having a TBR left me a little lost, because I can't make a decision. I think I just want to read all the books. Does anyone ever feel that way? This one, and they don't always say where they're at, but I think I'm going to do this one. This is a nonfiction. I read a good amount of nonfiction. This is Diary of a Young Naturalist by Dara McAnulty. I don't have my Irish accent. This is from an evocative, raw and lyrical. This startling debut explores the natural world through Dara McAnulty's eyes, an autistic teenager coping with the uprooting of home, school, and his mental illness, while pursuing his life as a conservationist and environmental activist. Shifting from intense darkness to light, recalling his sensory encounters in the wild with blackbirds, whooper swans, red kites, hen hares, frogs, dandelions, Irish hares, and more, McAnulty reveals worlds we have neglected to see in a stunning work of nature writing that is a future classic. I think this is set in Ireland. That's part of the problem. You can't figure out. And it even has a map. See, I'm not even paying attention. It's in Ireland. It's a map of Ireland. So this is an Irish memoir from an autistic teenager, and it sounds really great. That's involved in environmental activism. All right, so that was 4. Where did I put the jar? Here's the, okay. Let's do 5. Let's do number 5. Let's take this one. Oh, I got 2. Putting one back before even looking. Didn't look. Krista made me do it. See, it says, Krista made me do it. Krista at Books and Jams is a friend. She's the leader of my book club, probably one of the first people that I started following on BookTube several years ago. Yeah, she's just an all-around awesome person. And I have several books on my shelf that I bought because Krista recommended them, or I have one on here she sent me that I haven't read yet. So let me look and see which of the many Krista made me do it books I want to use. All right, I'm gonna go with this one that I've been wanting to read for a while. It's the 100 Years of Lenni and Margot. Definitely bought this because of Krista. And this is a charming, fiercely alive, and disalarming, funny debut novel that is a brave testament to the power of living each day to the fullest, a tribute to the stories that we share and a reminder of our unlimited capacity for friendship and love. So I don't want to read the whole synopsis, but it's about a elderly woman and a teenager who live in a nursing home or assisted living home, and their ages together equal 100 years, and it's their relationship. And that is like my birthday present. Those are the things that I love in a book, and so I'm very excited. It's by Marianne Cronin, which Marianne was my mom's name. So yeah, very excited to read this. Thanks, Krista, for the recommendation. So that's 5 books, and let's see if I can hold them up all at once that we're gonna read. Okay, so those 4, let's see, 5. So we have Interesting Facts About Space by Emily Austin. That was the newest book by publication date on my TBR, and that was being published the day I'm filming this. Then we have My Government Means to Kill Me by Rashed Newson, which is Simon's recommendation from Simon Savage at Savage Reads. Diary of a Young Naturalist by Dara McAnulty was in a place I'd like to visit, Ireland, which I should caveat. I have been to Ireland for like a day, and then I had to go back to school and my parents stayed. So I would really like to go explore Ireland more. That's the land of where my ancestors are from, one side. And then the 100 Years of Lenni and Margot is because Krista made me do it. And then the Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman is an old favorite from college. So I'm very excited about these. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you want to click and subscribe, that'd be awesome. This is my first video, and I will be back, I think, next time with the BookTube newbie tag. Take care.